Hi, McKenna. How are you?
I'm doing good. How
Doing
are you?
good. Good. I'm doing well too. I'm really looking forward to getting started and working with you. But before we get started, there's some things that I need to go over today. First of all, everything that you share in this talk therapy session will be confidential, but I am a mandated reporter, and that means that if I suspect any um, self harm or harm to others, I will have to go ahead and report that. If I suspect any child abuse or elderly abuse or dependent adult abuse, I will have to report that as well. Any questions about that so far?
No.
No. Okay. Another thing is our sessions are typically 50 minutes, and the cost is $100 per session. We will go ahead and bill your insurance for that, and then the remainder will be out of your pocket. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And then let's see, what else did I want to say? Since we are doing talk therapy, there are benefits and risks, just like if we did any treatment. So if at any time you feel uncomfortable or need to stop our sessions or take a break or anything at all, you just let me know and we can do whatever you need. It's based on your comfortability. Are you good with that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And then the last thing is I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, meaning I can help you try to get a better perspective of the issues that you're going through, and I'll just do my best to help you get through whatever you're going through.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
Okay. How would you like to get started today?
I really do want to start off talking about like my relationship with my husband.
Okay.
I feel like we've been married for about 5 years now,
Okay.
and we have no kids, but we have been trying the past year or so.
Mm.
But I feel like in this past 6 months, since we haven't been able to get pregnant yet, I feel like there's definitely been some distance building between us.
Okay. What do you mean by distance?
I feel like a lot of the time he ends up working later than usual. I feel like he also stays out late with buddies from work or some of his siblings that he has, or hanging out with the guys at bars.
Oh.
And I really don't feel comfortable with it, and I feel like I try to communicate it with him and he's like, it's nothing, I'm just stressed out from work.
Is this something that has really been noticeable during these last 6 months that you guys have been trying to conceive, or do you feel like this has kind of been a pattern?
He definitely, I feel like both of us went out quite a bit in the beginnings of our marriage, but I definitely noticed that I definitely took a step back since we've been trying to get pregnant, and he definitely has continued to go out without me, and but I feel like it's even more now, or going out with people that I don't particularly care about him hanging out with, especially like me without him.
Oh, okay.
Or him without me. Especially like female coworkers at work.
Oh, okay.
It makes me uncomfortable, and I feel like he just doesn't understand, or he just brushes it off like we're just people from work, like we're getting a drink after work. I'm like, I told you, it makes me uncomfortable.
How does he respond when you tell him that it makes you uncomfortable? Just kind of downplaying it, or how you said?
I feel like it's a lot of downplay, or it was only like one girl was there, and then all of a sudden I kind of find out that it was more girls there, or that one of his coworkers brought his wife there, or had his wife meet up with him, and I'm like, you could have said something to me and I would have met you up at this place, but no, you didn't even bother. You had your other coworkers meet you that are female, that I don't feel comfortable with you hanging out with them outside of work.
Yeah.
So
that's hard.
Yeah, it's just so frustrating to me. Like, I feel like he doesn't understand, and I just don't know why. I don't know if maybe I'm not communicating it correctly to him, or what his deal is, but I just feel like I'm putting all this effort into our marriage and trying to get pregnant, and he's like avoiding me or being distant with me, and it's just so irritating. And
Um, I know you say it feels irritating, and I understand that. Is there anything, if you were to sit with that, is there anything below that feeling, under being irritated, that you also feel?
I feel like I have a lot of trust issues, like especially in my past. I get nervous that, especially in my previous relationships, I dealt with like a lot of cheating, or my significant others not being faithful, or I find them like texting other girls, and so I kind of just cut them off or something like that. And he was the first guy that didn't cheat on me, and I feel like I married him. And now it's like, okay, well, now I'm trying to find every little detail.
So I just want to make sure that I'm understanding what you're saying. It sounds to me like you have had relationships that that have hurt you, you know, in relationships with guys that have hurt you and that were not honest with you and were unfaithful to you. And then you finally meet your husband, which I didn't even get his name. What's his name?
His name is John.
John. Then you meet John, and he's different and trustworthy and gives you all the things that you need to feel good, and you marry him, and now you're starting to get reminded of some of the behaviors from your past, and you're worried, it sounds like.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm feeling like. It's so hard when I feel like in all my past relationships, I feel like I'm always putting in more effort than he is. And I feel like maybe I need to work on my communication skills, or maybe just kind of sit down and talk to him about some of these things, or how maybe I'm feeling a lot more insecure than I should be. Or maybe I'm worried about it too much. But I did previously, when we were when probably maybe a month after we started trying, he was texting one of those coworkers that I didn't really want him going out with, which he still kind of goes out with, and they were a little bit flirtier texts, and I caught him with them while he left his phone out.
Oh man, did you confront him?
I did.
Okay.
And it turned into kind of a screaming match where he was just kept denying it, and I kept picking, and I was like, how are you gonna say you're denying it? I have your phone right here. Like, it shows everything, the text messages between you guys. It sounds like you're flirting with her. Like, what is this issue? Like, and he just kept saying, she's just a coworker, we're just friends. And I'm just like, I don't even want to socialize with her. Like, I don't want her in our lives. Like, I don't want her, if we have a baby, I don't want her anywhere near our child if we have one. Like,
is there a reason why there's about this particular coworker that makes you not want anything to do with her?
I feel like it's just the text messages that I've seen, that they were really flirtatious, and I mean,
inappropriate.
Yes, and they
disrespectful to your marriage.
To my marriage, and we were definitely closer before that, and I knew I wanted a child, and I wasn't ready to give up on him, and I feel like we never really got closure on that aspect, and specifically because he still continues to go out with him. I mean, it's not as much. He's definitely tapered down, which I appreciate him for that, and I have expressed that I appreciate him not going out as much, but I do kind of double backhand him with, hey, you're not going out with her as much, but it hasn't stopped yet. So it's just stressful, annoying, like
gives you some anxiousness. It sounds uneasy and uncertain, feeling insecure about your marriage, especially during a time where you guys are trying to start to have a family, which I know that can be stressful just by itself, and
Mm-hmm.
now you're dealing with these other sorts of issues which are scary.
Yes.
I could see how that would give you anxiety and make you feel worried and uncomfortable, and I'm really sad that and sorry that you're going through that.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I just feel like I'm dealing with I feel like I'm not, I wouldn't say heartbroken, but hurt that like we haven't gotten pregnant, but at the same time, like I feel like I'm doing it all on my own. Like, I mean, what? He's like putting his 2 seconds in, and then I have to suffer the consequences when I look at those pregnancy tests and they're coming out negative. So it's just,
It's hard, feels unfair,
yes,
and you feel alone.
yes. So it's just, and it seems like instead of us comforting each other and coming together, he's more so basically getting comforted by the other people in the room. And I don't know if this other girl wants to break us up, and maybe she's telling him, hey, she's like bad mouthing me, or if she's like saying all this stuff to try and get in between our marriage, or I don't know. And I'm very scared and nervous about it.
So what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong, what I'm hearing is this is a time that is already very stressful for you particularly. It's your body and you're going to be the one, kind of handling the pregnancy and everything, but you would like to feel more supported by John, and you feel like the way that he's managing the stress of all this is keeping you alone, and then coping more with his coworkers and friends and kind of excluding you from it, and it's not making you feel good, it's not giving you confidence, it's not giving you security in your marriage, and making all of this whole phase of your guys' life, making it very stressful and scary, causing a lot of anxiety in you.
And I feel like my goal just in our marriage, and I know we had talked about this before we had even started trying, was that we were going to support each other through this. We were going to sit down and have conversations when things got hard. And it's like, as soon as things got hard, it kind of went out the window. I mean, the first time we got that negative test result, it was just like, okay, he was there. He did a very good job, and I really appreciate him for that. Like,
when you say he did a good job, what does that look like?
He was there to support me. I was very sad. I definitely cried a lot. It just felt like everybody is able to get pregnant around me, and I couldn't do what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how is it that everybody around me can get pregnant and I'm not able to? And then he was very much there for me. He didn't say anything. He just sat there and held me while I cried. And I felt very understood. We were comfortable in the silence. And then it felt like, I don't know if maybe I didn't say anything to him, or maybe I didn't think about it because I was so bottled up in my own grief about not being pregnant, that maybe I neglected his feelings, and maybe he felt like he had to go outside of them or outside and find someone else to support him through it. But it's just like, now when I look back and I start talking about it on the outside, or now when I get irritated about it, I ask him, and he just like avoids it now. Or it just feels like he's like, it's fine, I'm done, it's fine, it's over.
He doesn't really go there with you.
Yes.
He doesn't go where you want it to go. You want to hash it out, get to the bottom of this, figure out what's going on to get close again, and you still feel like there's that distance.
And then he'll say, why are you nitpicking at me? Why are you nitpicking at me? And it's like, I feel like I'm not trying to. It's just like, I want the answers from you. Like, I want you to tell me what's wrong. Like, I want you to get closer. I want you to tell me something. Like, I don't care if you say you're irritated at me. Just tell me anything to make it seem like you care about this marriage, or you want to build this marriage back to what it was. And it's like, I thought having another person in our marriage that was both a piece of both of us would bring us so much closer together, and it's like it's tearing us apart.
I'm so sorry. Definitely sounds like you're going through a lot, and I really want to help you work through all of this anxiety that this is causing you. I do think that this is a really good place for us to go ahead and stop for today and pick up next time. Is there anything else that you need before we go ahead and end the session?
No, I think I got a lot off my chest, and I think we'll definitely have to talk next week because I do have another pregnancy test coming up.
Oh, okay. Okay. That sounds good. Well, I'll be thinking of you, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week, okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome, McKenna. Take care.
Thank you.
I'll walk you out.